Hi, it's Amanda Torres from thecuriouscoconut.com, and today I'm going to show you how to do facial Gua Sha. Now, Gua Sha is a traditional, ancient, like thousands of years ancient type of instrument-assisted massage from Chinese medicine. It's also used in many other countries in East Asia, and the instruments that are used to assist it are what are known as Gua Sha boards. They can come in a variety of different shapes. They can be made out of different kinds of stone. So these two are jade. This one is rose quartz. They can also be made out of horn. You can also use, super fancy, a ceramic soup spoon to do Gua Sha. And another nickname for this practice is coining, but rather than a coin, you would use something like a rolled edge metal lid. This is actually what my acupuncturist likes to use. I actually had some Gua Sha done on my back and shoulders last week at my appointment, and he just used the lid to the tiger balm and it was very effective. And he's actually shown me an article that another acupuncturist wrote why they think that this is the best tool for doing Gua Sha on the body. Now on the face, this is my favorite. This is my favorite tool, but they're all great and they all serve a purpose and they're really inexpensive. You can actually buy a set of 3 like this on Amazon for 20 bucks. So why not get all 3 and experiment and see what you like? Some people get really fancy and like to use 2 at the same time. If you go somewhere, if you go to an acupuncturist to get a Gua Sha facial, they may do that. They may use 2 at one time. It's totally up to you. What I would like to tell you, so I'm a neuroscientist. I'm not a doctor or health practitioner of any kind. I'm just communicating with you how I've used these for my better health. And my acupuncturist prescribed this technique for me last year when I was dealing with some really troubling concerns with my vision and my eyes and eye strain. And so what he wanted me to do was really focus around my eyes and the side of my head, and also just to help aid lymphatic drainage. So without giving you any kind of in-depth anatomy lesson, the lymphatic system does not have a pump. It relies on our body's movements to flow, and it flows towards the heart, always flows one way towards the heart. So coming out of your head means it's going down. And if you look at anatomical drawings, and this is in my blog post about facial Gua Sha, you can see that we have all this lymphatic tissue, and you can see that it follows this path. And so when you're doing facial Gua Sha, to aid lymphatic drainage, you want to go from the middle of your face out and down. And I would also just like to caution you to be careful who you listen to about taking advice for doing facial Gua Sha, because like with anything, there are people that like to pretend like they invented it, like in the last year. There are some YouTube videos where they would make you think that they came up with this technique that's been around for thousands of years and that they have the one right way to do it, that there's only one way. That's like saying there's only one way to dance, or one way to cook a chicken, or one way to give a back massage. No. There is a spectrum of methods that you can use. I'm going to show you one method that's not the one way to do it, but in my own experimentation with my body and practicing with different tools and getting in tune with what my skin and my face and my lymphatic system need, this is what I have discovered works really well for me. Now, you can use this, I would like for you to use this as a springboard for you to start practicing and playing and seeing what feels right for you. But please don't take any of this as gospel. There are a couple of things though that you should know about that are like no-nos with facial Gua Sha. You definitely do not do it on top of fresh Botox. Definitely don't do that. That's bad. You're not even supposed to touch your face after you get Botox. So definitely don't massage it. You cannot do this on top of if you have injectable fillers, because you're going to move them around and that's not good. If you have broken skin, if you have severe acne, if you have other signs of inflammation like rosacea on your cheeks, for example, you're going to have to be really careful, and you should not do the scraping movements on top of those areas of inflammation. Instead, what you can do is you can put your tool in the fridge, or you can have a bowl of ice water. Some people do that, and put it in the water and make sure you wipe it off. And you can just press it into that area of inflammation. And the cooling action and the gentle pressure, you could do something like this, like very gentle kind of stimulation. And then you're gonna wanna just do the scraping movements around wherever you have that inflammation. Say, for example, you just get acne on your chin, so skip your chin and just do the rest of your face and your neck. If your face is just really sensitive and you cannot tolerate even the gentle scraping, then you may want to start with a jade roller, which is kind of like Gua Sha light, is how I think of it. I see every day that I do facial Gua Sha, I see a profound difference in the inflammation in my face. I feel a profound difference in the just stagnation that I feel in my neck and around the sides of my ears. I get puffiness in my cheeks. I have not done Gua Sha yet today, so you'll have to pay attention to what my cheeks look like now and what they're gonna look like after I finish. So I see those profound differences with Gua Sha. I do not see them with jade rolling. Jade rolling can be really great for working skincare products into your skin. I will sometimes finish my Gua Sha session with jade rolling. If I feel like I have too much oil on my skin left over, it's a great way to just kind of work that oil into your skin. But if you find that Gua Sha is just too intense, start with jade rolling, and hopefully with maybe a couple of days or a couple of weeks of daily practice, you will be able to implement Gua Sha. And I will tell you that, so this is a very thin, you can see it's a very thin tool. Look at this one, see how thick it is? And this one is very thick. I'm gonna link to a product listing on Amazon in the description that is for rose quartz tools that are thicker like this, but they come in these 3 shapes. So I got my tools from my acupuncturist naturally, but I have some friends and blog readers who've gotten the ones on Amazon. They say they're great. So they're thicker, and thicker is gentler. It is less intense. I like intense, so I like my thin, this is like they call it an H or a puzzle piece shape. And this is my favorite shape, but that doesn't mean this is the best shape. It's just my personal favorite because I need to work on lymphatic drainage, and I love how I can hook this in right here and give I have these chronically reactive lymph nodes behind my ears here that need a little massage, and then I can give myself a little jaw massage at the same time. And it's just my favorite. But this one's also awesome. This one's awesome. They're all awesome. But just play around with what works for you. And I will also say that facial Gua Sha is very different from back Gua Sha. So when you're doing it on the back, the whole point is to draw out transient therapeutic petechia, which are red marks that can stick around for anywhere for a day to a week, depending on the severity and how big they are and your own body's natural flushing and cleansing and how quickly things heal on your body. You are not doing that on your face. And so there is some interesting scientific evidence that when you draw out those marks on the back, they've shown in rats at least that this leads to an upregulation of an anti-inflammatory and cell protecting enzyme called heme oxygenase 1. And they see this upregulation for 5 days after one session. And heme oxygenase 1 is just a profound anti-inflammatory, immunoregulator, and it also lowers your pain that you feel for about a week afterwards. And I've noticed that myself when I get it done on my back. It definitely helps with back pain and neck pain and shoulder pain. And there are some controlled randomized trials that have been done in the West that have demonstrated this in a traditional scientific setting. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can read these papers. Again, I'm going to link to some stuff in my my blog post that I have about Gua Sha if you're interested to learn more. But so you're not drawing out these marks on the face. That wouldn't be very pretty, now would it? I have accidentally caused some marks on my face before when I've been a little too aggressive. So one of the things that is good to remember in terms of technique is you don't want to have it like perpendicular to your skin, because you're going to run the risk of accidentally drawing out some of those marks. You want to keep it relatively flat or a more shallow angle. And you want to pull. You don't want to push like this. That doesn't, I mean, this doesn't feel right. I would hope that if you do this, you're like, something doesn't feel right about this. No, think about spreading butter on toast. That's how you want to do it. And when you do this slower version of these strokes, it can be really nice to anchor the skin at the start of the stroke. And you just play around with that and see what feels right. Let me think about anything else that I want to say. Oh, the main reasons for doing this on the face is to relieve tension. I mean, if you look at an anatomical drawing of the muscles in the face, there are so many. I should have looked up the number of muscles in the face. I know there's a lot. And they all want attention and love and massage too, just like when you want a shoulder rub. You know, you can benefit from massaging the muscles in your face. And again, with aiding lymphatic drainage out of the face. You want to, like I said, you want to go from the center of your face down and then down your neck. And then this is actually the subclavian vein is where the lymphatic system enters back into the circulatory system. It happens under your collarbone here. So, and it's right next to your jugular vein. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. You just need to know out, down. So this is a long intro. Now let me just demonstrate how to do it. Now I did prep my skin by washing it. Let me tell you what I used. I actually used the cleansing balm by Beauty Counter to do the oil cleansing method. And then I applied this Nourishing Rosewater Toner, which has hyaluronic acid for extra hydration. Then I put my serum, my Intense Moisture Serum. I put my normal daytime adaptive moisture lotion. And then, very important, I finished off with this is a number 3 balancing facial oil. And that oil is important so that the tools have slip as they move across your skin and that they glide effortlessly and don't tug or snag. So the way to get started, and ideally you want to block out 5 to 10 minutes of time, okay? If you can only do 1 minute, if that's all you can do right now, then do that. It's better, just like with meditation, it's better to be consistent with doing it every single day, even if that means you're doing it a shorter period of time compared to only doing it once a week and you do it for 10 minutes, okay? So if you need to cut any of it out, you can cut out the back of the neck, and you can just do a couple of strokes in each area and just build up from there. So it's pretty simple. You're basically just focusing on your jaw, your cheeks, and your forehead, and then you're going down your neck. And you can just spend extra time in each of those areas to add up to that 5 to 10 minutes. But I notice a bigger difference in my before and after photos, and I highly recommend you take your before and after photo when you do these. Like, take it before you do your session, do it, and then take another picture and see if you can spot differences and changes. Like I said, I always see reduced puffiness here. I see a reduction in the visibility of the fine lines in my forehead. My lips will be fuller because there's not tension. I will notice that my jaw, my face looks big, like longer, because my jaw isn't holding tension. Sometimes I'll even notice that my eyebrows seem a little bit, like my eyes just seem more open. So fascinating stuff that's all related to relieving tension and moving lymph. So to get started, I like to take the long end, and then I like to go up the back of my neck. And I like to do these, I call these wiggle massage movements at the end of the stroke, because that's what this is. It's a massage modality, an instrument-assisted massage. So do that. Use the instrument to give yourself a little massage. And then you just want to work your way around. And I'm going to be brief with this. When you do it longer. So I'm going against the flow of lymph right now, but that's okay. It's not going to cause it to like back up. It's just not promoting drainage. But doing these upward strokes is just nice for counteracting gravity, I guess is a way to put it. But there are some days, like today, I really feel like I need to do this. I need to go down. I just did up, but I'm gonna go down because I feel it. I feel the stagnation. I feel the lymph that needs to move and flow. And you see I'm getting a little bit, excuse me, flushed. That's good. That's a good sign. It's part of the reason of doing this is to increase microperfusion of the skin. So increase blood flow to the skin, right? That's what that redness is. So here's what I do. I like to, like I said, cradle this in my ear, and this is how I like to start. You can start, you don't have to start like this if you don't want to, but I like to just really give myself a nice little massage back there. And then I also like to massage my jaw. Oh yeah, I really need that right now. So these tools are just great for massaging and stimulating tender points. And, you know, in the frame of Chinese medicine theory, there are a lot of acupuncture meridians that run through your face. And by doing facial gua sha, you are stimulating those points and promoting the flow of qi through those meridians. Now, I know you might go, huh, what? And I will tell you that I used to be very closed-minded about Chinese medicine too, early on, but it has been such a wonderful, like, true blessing for me in my healing journey. And I am a scientist, I'm a neuroscientist, I'm published in PubMed, I'm also a cookbook author. There's actually a lot of scientific evidence for the efficacy of acupuncture and Chinese medicine for all kinds of ailments. So that's beyond the scope of this video, but stimulate those acupuncture meridians. It's good, I promise you. Okay, so you have your chin sculpting. Sorry, I knocked the camera. And then I'm gonna have to stop talking because I'm gonna have to shush myself. So this part of my face, all along my hairline, is always tender. And there's acupuncture points there. And there's lymphatic tissue that needs to flow. So I will even just find those and give them a little bit of massage like this, and then I'll resume the strokes. You move up. And again, you could do, you know, 10 strokes slowly in each location and move up. And, you know, today I got flushed really quickly, and I can feel that my skin does not want a long session today. Some days I do feel like I could sit here and do this for an hour, and you can. And if you go get a facial from an acupuncturist, they may do it for 30, 45 minutes, an hour. So when you're doing the delicate tissue around your eye, just be really, 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 really gentle. You don't want to like yank on it because it's so thin. I'm sorry I'm looking over here and not here, but I have to look at myself in the phone to see what I'm doing. So I'm sorry about that. And you just want to go from the middle out, and going over your lips is good too. To help, because you have all these muscles around your mouth. You might need to pop your jaw like me in the middle of it. Okay, so you got your cheeks. That's all you have to do. And then another reason why I like this notch is because you can fit it on either side of your eyebrow. And again, be real gentle with this skin here. Oh, see, this is exactly where I was told I needed to do this for my eye health. And it has made a big difference. And you know what? If you're dealing with eye strain during your workday, take your fingers like this, anchor your thumbs on your temples. And you can just do this. And go under your eyes too. It feels so good, you guys. But you're also getting the same effect. It's more pronounced when you do it with the tool. And then if you want to work on these frown lines, number 1s or 11s, they're called. This is the stroke for that. You hold your other eyebrow and go across like that. You just kind of want to, you can do this kind of like fan motion from starting at your third eye, or in Chinese medicine, it's the point yin tong. Wow, yeah, my skin is done, doesn't want any more. But I will show you one other quick move that you can do. So you can anchor, I'm pressing into my orbital bone, and I'm gonna grab my eyebrow and just pull up. That feels really good. And then I'm doing these little wiggle massages on my hairline. And then the other thing you can do with this notch is go up your nose and then massage these pressure points. It feels really good. I mean, you can also do it with your thumbs. It's really great for headaches and eye tension again. And there you go. And then to finish, I like to do this signature closing move. So I like to press on that point yin tong, or third eye, whatever you want to call it. And it is just so relaxing. So relaxing. You can keep a tool with you and just do this in your workday. If you get like really stressed or upset or anxious or whatever, just do this a couple of times. I guarantee you'll feel a lot better afterwards. And then to close, I like to go down the side of my face and really focus in front of my ear to get those, that lymphatic tissue. And I might even do a little more of this and carry those strokes down into collarbone. Some people call it terminus, where the lymphatic system drains back into the circulatory system. But it's just right here under your collarbone. And that is facial gua sha. And wow, I see a difference. Do you see it? In the sides of my face. I definitely see that the inflammation has gone down in this cheek. So anyway, I'm not going to do the other side because I don't want this to be like an hour-long video. But you saw what to do. Like I said, this is just one way to do facial gua sha. You don't have to do these really slow movements. The other way that you can do this, and I'm gonna do it with this tool because it's less intense, but you can do like quick movements like this. And if you're really pressed for time, if you really truly only have like one extra minute in your morning routine, then you can have that be with this kind of movement. And just do this brief scraping and then scraping down to promote that lymphatic drainage. And when you do these quicker, shorter strokes, you don't really need to anchor your skin. And if you want to end with jade rolling, if you want to make sure you work the oil into your skin, then it's a similar technique. Pull, don't push. Feels really good. You can go up. Just be careful you don't tangle your hair. And that's the one thing I dislike about jade rolling, is that even with my hair pulled back, I still manage to get little pieces tangled. And if you want to give your under eye area a little more TLC, you can do that with the jade roller. Be real careful. You know what? You can even go across your eye if you just use very, very gentle pressure. It can feel really nice. And if you get the jade roller that I have, it actually comes with this Gua Sha tool. So that's pretty cool. 2 for 1 kind of thing. All right. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to say is that I do not put on my eye cream before doing Gua Sha. I wait until afterwards because I don't want to drag it all over my face. But I've been using this rejuvenating eye cream for a couple of years. And you know what? I actually use it on these 11s on my forehead wrinkles. And that's where I've used it every day. I don't actually use it on my eyes every day. And it has definitely helped fade these fine lines. So that's a little tip for you. You can use your anti-aging eye cream on your forehead lines and it'll help fade them. At least if it's the Beauty Counter Rejuvenating Cream, it will. I'm not the only one who's seen these results. And I won't be the last either. Let me know what questions you've got, y'all. I know this was a little long, but check out my blog post for more info. And if you would like to see me demonstrate with other tools, you know what? I should do my next video and I should show you how to do it with a spoon. Blow your mind, huh? All right. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.